Hello, damn news here. When the world gets weird, we get views. Or at least we try. Maybe. In a move that has sent shockwaves across the nation, President Trump has announced his intention to reopen Alcatraz Island as a maximum security prison. This decision has sparked a whirlwind of reactions, both in political circles and among the general public. The island, once synonymous with notorious criminals like Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly, has a storied past that is deeply ingrained in American history. These infamous figures turned Alcatraz into a symbol of the ultimate punishment. For decades, the decaying walls of Alcatraz have stood silent, a haunting reminder of a bygone era of American justice. The island's isolation and its formidable structure made it the perfect place to house the nation's most dangerous criminals. Now, if Trump's controversial proposal comes to fruition, the Rock, as it was once known, could once again house America's most hardened criminals. This proposal has reignited discussions about the role of prisons in modern society. The idea of reopening Alcatraz has brought forth a myriad of questions. Can a prison that once held the most notorious criminals of the 20th century adapt to the needs and challenges of the 21st century? What changes would be necessary to make it functional again? The announcement, delivered via the president's preferred medium of social media, has ignited a firestorm of debate. Social media platforms have been flooded with opinions, both for and against the proposal. Proponents laud the move as a necessary step in restoring law and order. They argue that a high-security facility like Alcatraz is essential for deterring crime and ensuring that the most dangerous individuals are kept away from society. On the other hand, critics decry it as a step backward, a descent into the darkest chapters of American history. They believe that reopening Alcatraz symbolizes a return to outdated and inhumane practices of incarceration. As the nation grapples with this unexpected turn of events, the debate continues to rage on. Newsrooms are abuzz with discussions and the public remains divided on the issue. One question hangs heavy in the air. Can Alcatraz, a relic of a different time, truly function as a modern-day penitentiary? The infrastructure, the logistics, and the ethical implications all come into play. Or is this simply a symbolic gesture, a means of projecting an image of strength and decisiveness? Some see it as a political move designed to appeal to a certain base, rather than a practical solution to contemporary issues. Only time will tell what the ultimate fate of Alcatraz will be. The island, with its rich history and imposing presence, now stands at a crossroads. One thing is certain, Trump's bold proclamation has thrust the island back into the national spotlight. The eyes of the nation, and indeed the world, are now fixed on Alcatraz. This move has forced a conversation about the very nature of justice, punishment, and the legacy of America's past. It challenges us to reflect on how far we've come and where we are headed. The world watches with bated breath, waiting to see if the once impenetrable fortress will once again echo with the clang of cell doors and the despair of the incarcerated. The story of Alcatraz is far from over, and its next chapter is about to unfold. Alcatraz Island, a forbidding outcropping of rock in the heart of San Francisco Bay, has long held a grip on the American imagination. Its stark, isolated presence is a symbol of both natural beauty and human despair. The island's history is woven with tales of notorious criminals, daring escape attempts, and the relentless march of time. From 1934 to 1963, it served as one of the nation's most formidable federal penitentiaries. Alcatraz was a fortress of solitude, where the most dangerous criminals were sent to be forgotten by society. The cells were small, the routines strict, and the isolation profound. Inmates were cut off from the world, their only view of freedom being the distant city of San Francisco. Among the infamous inmates were Al Capone, whose presence added to the prison's mystique, and other notorious criminals who lived out their days in isolation. The island's history as a place of confinement dates back to the late 19th century, when it was used as a military prison. The military prison era laid the groundwork for the island's future as a place of extreme isolation and punishment. Under Warden James A. Johnston, Alcatraz earned its fearsome reputation. Johnston's regime of strict discipline and harsh punishment broke prisoners' spirits. The daily life of an inmate was one of monotony and deprivation. The cells were small and bare, the food basic, and the work hard. Escape from Alcatraz was considered virtually impossible due to the frigid waters and strong currents surrounding the island. The treacherous waters and the island's isolation made Alcatraz a fortress from which there was no escape. While there were several daring attempts, none were ever officially confirmed as successful, adding to the legend of the Rock. The legends and myths surrounding Alcatraz have only grown over the years, cementing its place in American folklore. The 1962 escape attempt by Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers remains the most famous, their fate unknown, adding to the enduring mystery. Alcatraz's place in American folklore is secure, thanks to the many stories of its infamous inmates and their daring escape attempts. However, the prison's notoriety came at a cost. The harsh conditions and lack of rehabilitation programs led to mounting criticism. The psychological toll on inmates was immense, with many suffering severe mental health issues due to the isolation and harsh conditions. By the early 1960s, Alcatraz had become a symbol of all that was wrong with the American penal system. The mounting criticism and high cost of maintaining the prison led to its closure in 1963, ordered by Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. The closure marked the end of a dark chapter in American history. Today, Alcatraz stands as a reminder of the past and a testament to the power of hope and redemption. Alcatraz Island, with its storied past and haunting presence, continues to captivate the imagination, reminding us of the complexities of human nature and the enduring quest for freedom. After the last inmate left Alcatraz in 1963, the island remained abandoned for several years. The once formidable fortress stood silent and empty, a stark contrast to its bustling past. Nature began to reclaim the island, with overgrowth creeping over the old prison buildings, adding an eerie beauty to the desolation. Some advocated for its demolition, wanting to erase the painful memories. Yet, amidst the calls for demolition, there were voices that argued for preservation. Others saw its potential as a tourist destination, a place where visitors could learn about its history and reflect on the nature of crime and punishment in America. In 1972, Alcatraz Island was incorporated into the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, opening its doors to the public. The once isolated island now welcomed visitors from around the world. What was once a symbol of isolation and despair was transformed into a place of learning and reflection. Educational exhibits were set up, detailing the island's rich history. Today, millions of tourists flock to Alcatraz each year, eager to experience the eerie silence of the cell blocks and walk the same paths as the notorious criminals who once called this place home. Peer into the solitary confinement cells and imagine the isolation and despair felt by those who were confined there. These cells offer a chilling reminder of the harsh conditions that inmates endured, and gaze out at the San Francisco skyline from the same vantage point as the prisoners who once called this island home. The view served as a constant reminder of the freedom that lay just out of reach. The island has become a popular destination for history buffs, photography enthusiasts, and those fascinated by the stories of the past. Each visitor brings their own perspective, adding to the rich tapestry of experiences that Alcatraz offers. And anyone seeking a glimpse into a darker chapter of American history, the exhibits and tours provide a comprehensive look at the island's past, from its days as a military fort to its time as a federal penitentiary. Guided tours, exhibits, and even audio recordings narrated by former inmates and guards bring the island's past to life, offering a chilling and unforgettable experience. The transformation of Alcatraz from a place of punishment to a place of remembrance is a testament to the power of time and the evolving nature of societal values. It reflects a broader shift in how we view and interpret our history. The island serves as a reminder that even the most seemingly permanent institutions can change, evolving with the times and reflecting the values of society. Alcatraz's transformation is a powerful example of how we can repurpose our past to educate and inspire future generations, and that even the darkest chapters of history can offer valuable lessons for the present. By preserving places like Alcatraz, we ensure that the stories of the past are not forgotten but rather serve as a guide for the future. Subscribe now, or we'll report your browser history as breaking news. And trust us, no one wants to see trending. Smash that button, hit the bell, and pray we never need to expose your Netflix recommendations. This is Damn News signing off.